Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to 52 Topics with Frank Fiordilino, our Monday night live. Sorry, we were supposed to go live last week. We'll talk about it. We did go live last week. We were supposed to hit you with some more content. We apologize. We'll get into that. We will say hello to some people. Let's see, Frank, who's in here tonight? Dominic
Let's see.
Calandra, you know what? Roro G, the great, the powerful, the amazing Roro G. Scott H, Mike Eaney, Santorini, what's going on? Thank you for the email. OG Ruby Almighty, Mr. Matt, what's going on, buddy? Cheech,
What's up, Matt Cheech? What's going on? I'm just following on who you're saying. Oh, I don't want them to think I didn't see him out there. What's up, Dayon from the neighborhood? What's up, baby?
What is
Whoa.
AFBI, what's going on, buddy? How are you? JoJo
FBI.
Christmas. JoJo Christmas. David Price, what is going on, buddy? All right, Frank, how you been, man?
I'm good. It's been a good week. A little bit under the weather. I'm getting better now, actually. But that's it. Listen, guys. Thank you for the birthday wishes. It was an actually nice birthday. I haven't had a birthday like that in a very long time, and I'll explain to you because I've had people reach out for me that I haven't heard from in years, and I think it has a lot to do with this show. It's not their fault. At times, there was once in my life where I felt just everybody was like, you know what, fuck him, this, that, and the third. But I can't believe the love I get from a lot of people. And of course, my new friends, the friends I found on this show. So this show's brought a lot of good things to my life. It's and thank you for that. Thanks a lot, guys. We're talking about that. I mean, yeah, of course we want to make this show better. Yes, of course, whatever, donations help, whatever. But that's not why we do it. And not for nothing, I can speak for myself. And Brett, when I do get what I get, I put it in so you guys could have a better background. You guys could have a better show. There's researching involved and stuff like that. So thank you for that. Thank you. And I appreciate it a lot, guys. I really do.
Yeah, and I appreciate it too. Yeah, and Frank was telling me, I was happy to hear that a lot of people from your old neighborhood are hitting you up on the side. People are liking really the show, and that's kind of how I wanted this to go to begin with. Of course, we like to pull in people from the mob tube, the mob genre. We like to pull in other people, but in another way, Frank, is like I want this show to also permeate the New York City streets. I don't want it to, and just to pull new people in. And I think we have. I mean, I see a lot of people like Lisa Pizzatola. Thank you for your email, Lisa, by the way. Appreciate you. We're going to get back to you on that. Appreciate you, Lisa. Thank you. RD. And yeah, anytime, Lisa, send me pictures, anything you want us to share, 100%. RD357, what's going on, buddy? Pat Cogney. Yeah. So it's, the goal to have it permeate differently than maybe some of the other shows and pull in people to an area of YouTube that maybe otherwise they wouldn't have been pulled into. And I think we've done that in a sense so far, and hopefully we continue to do that.
Yeah, get into that bullshit that it goes on back and forth. Say what you want, it ain't happened.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And
that's that.
Right. And with pulling in people from different areas and people that maybe aren't used to this corner of YouTube, they're not coming from that world either. So that's definitely a positive, right? But yeah, so there was something that you told me on the phone today when you called me, something that you wanted to
talk about that.
Speak about. You want to wait on that?
Yeah, I kind of do because I kind of feel, I like to go in order and things. You know how I am. I'm fucking like special that way, if you will. So if you take me out of the game, it's just gonna ruin everything. And I apologize for that. The show that was scheduled, there was a little surprise party that I didn't know about because nobody tells you, hey, don't you? It was Wednesday. I was about to go on. I said, well, yeah, but I got a show. And somebody, a very dear friend of mine in my life these days, was like, I don't think you should go on the internet today. And I said, okay, that's fine. And, and that was it. Right. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for being there.
Yeah, we had some things planned. Obviously, it was your birthday. That was Wednesday, right? Wednesday or Tuesday? Tuesday or Wednesday? Wednesday.
That was Wednesday.
Wednesday. It was St. Joseph's Day. Right. I want to ask you about that, by the way, too. Pat Cogney, few things are are as boring as Mob 2 drama. I'm glad you guys do. Thank you, Pat. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And no shade to anyone that does that, because I know there's an economy for the drama. It's
and that's why
plainly visible. There's a whole economy. There's people that do well doing it. It's no shade, whatever. You guys, of course, do whatever you want to do. There's different people in this thing.
A dear friend of mine does it. He Gunsmoke, and I'm a fan of his. I like Gunsmoke. He's funny about it. He's not. I don't think he's as ruthless as others, but and he's also a talented kid. You know, so that's what people want. That's what people make a living, and so be it. But it's not going to be how we're going to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's that. And that's that. I don't even want to talk about it no more.
And that's that. All right. So as far as St. Joseph's Day, we'll get to it. Was it a big thing for you? I mean, growing up, or was it just?
Yes and no. It was my birthday, but the problem with that was, you know, if you get a Joseph, we had a Joseph in the family. God rest in peace, my brother Joe. That's his onomastico, which means that's the day of his name in Italian. He came before I did, so there was not going to be Joe and Joe too. You know what I mean? And that was that. So my brother Joe is Joe, but it's a big day. It's a big day in Italy. It's a big. You got the pastries. I'm pretty sure you ate them on Wednesday. The ones you were going to show. I hope you did anyway.
I actually went to that bakery yesterday, but I didn't get to go that day.
So Frank has some birthday of Skinny Joey. I didn't know that day. David did. Also Ursula Andrews and Bruce Willis, but what's that mean? You know. But thank you for the tip. I'm an info type of guy. That's cool. Happy birthday to Skinny Joe.
Frank has the same birthday as Skinny Joe. Oh, is that right? You guys have the same birthday?
Yeah, I guess. My eyes are pretty well today. I guess the diabetes ain't fucking kicking in.
You motherfucker.
But I do got the glasses with me. Real about the best pastries in Brooklyn, Pat. They are good. So
there you go.
There
you go. Straight out of Ridgewood, Fiordilino. Thank you, Mito. Appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you. I read that. That was pretty clever. That's pretty good stuff. That might be a shirt, huh? We talk about these shirts. We're busy. We really are. We do work. Both of us work, you know. So it's not like we make this as a living. But I mean, be nice, but we don't. And it is what it is. It's okay. It's okay. Look, we're not going that route. You know.
That's all right. But getting back to the St. Joseph's thing, there is some Joes you wanted to speak about. I guess we originally planned to like pick a bunch of Joes that were involved in organized crime, whether they be big, small. I mean, I just picked some random ones that I thought were interesting to me. You mentioned some as well.
Yeah,
obviously you around a lot of them. I mean, too many of them, maybe, but
yeah, definitely. But hey, Timothy, all right. Thank you, my man. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate you, buddy.
Question. Danny F says, what industry are you in, Frank, for work? I mean, I run a nightclub, and I also I just got out of the fishing industry.
So what Joe did you want to speak about, Frank?
And a nightclub full of women, crazy ones at that. No, it's not a topless bar. Use your imagination.
What Joe's on your mind, buddy?
I'm sorry now? Oh,
I said, what Joe's on your mind?
I'm getting distracted. You see that? So the top 10, I have a list for top 10 and Joes that I know. I'm going to start with Joe Gallo, top 10. One of the most famous. I miss some guys. Help me out. Joe Gallo, the Colombo boss. There he goes. I mean, the guy was he was an artist. Check him out, no?
Yeah. Interesting guy for sure. Definitely very American mafia, right? I guess as you would look at it, kind of very much not something that you would be used to growing up around a guy like this.
What the fuck is going on his face, though?
Well, that's one of them fucking mole skin taggy thingies.
Holy moly.
Yeah. He's got it in the right spot. I think that's the best spot to have.
If you're going to have a mole, I guess it's in your face, right?
That's the place
and
where
not
you
on your
phone.
All right, so let's get the chat involved in this one from 1 to 5. Okay, how influential was this Joe to the mob, or as popular. Let's put him on a popular list from 1 to 5. What do you guys got him at?
It's tough because he crosses over culturally into popular culture. You know,
right.
He kind of transcends the mafia.
He kind of does. We got a 1 on Danny. We got so we got Mike.
Danny has a 1. He needs 4.
Wow, Matt gives it a powerful 5. I'm with you, Matt, on that. I think
5 for popularity. Yeah, I mean he's a transcending transcendental figure.
Joe Christmas is a hard grade. He gets a 3.5.
3.5, not bad, not bad.
David
Roro,
Price
what do you got?
Off
what
the
you
chains with a 7. 1 to 5, guys. 1 to 5.
David Price at 7. I guess that's
love
really
the
good.
guy. I get it, but 7.
He continued a war with the first to the second.
And
kid, he's 8. All right, so these guys are tipping the scales. All right, 4 out of 5 for balls.
Remember, there's more to go, guys. There's more to go.
Roro got a 4.5.
All right. Roro saving her 5 for somebody else.
Matt Cogney says guy had more testosterone than most neighborhoods do today. Yeah.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Cindy's got a 4.
Yeah. Is it 1 lowest 5? Yes, 1 is the lowest.
He didn't leave his mark the way he wanted to. His crew got killed off. Yeah, a lot of them got dispersed to other families, did other things, a lot of killed. That's a good point. Dominic Calangi, you know what? He gives it a 4.
Well, I think that he has to talk about leadership qualities, and he's right. If it's about that, you could say he's a 1 or a 2. But I'm talking about when you hear
leadership qualities, I'd say they would be pretty fucking high. I think all his guys were pretty much. I mean, they would do anything for him, as far as I know. All his men.
I mean,
not in a mob. I mean, is he going to be the boss? Maybe not, but leading his own crew of misfits or whatever they had going on President Street.
All right, guys want to hear the next one? We got on the St. Joseph's Day Joes, and of course, this is a what is this? A recorded show, but not really. I got Joe Colombo.
Joe Colombo. I forgot to throw a photo of Colombo up.
Joe Colombo.
Another guy who got 2 Joes that got whacked so far.
He's popular. He had a lot to do with a famous movie that's actually its anniversary today. I think it's 53 anniversary. Your anniversary today of the Godfather movie.
Yeah.
1972. It was 50 or 51 years. I'm sorry, I'm doing the math.
72. 50, yeah.
No, 53. I was right the first time.
It's 55. Yeah, I guess that depends on the date. If it's today, then it's 55. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was that one.
53 or 2. My math is bad. Yeah, Colombo, another guy who got killed. Well, shot. I guess. What did he die? 6 or 7 years? 7 years later.
Right.
Italian American Civil Rights League, of course.
Now taken over by the great Gerard Maroney. Shout out to Gerard from Ridgewood, my man.
There you go.
Hey, look, he can do a lot of good things with that. Gerard can. Gerard does. He's a smart, very smart kid. If you guys ever in trouble, good guy to call. Believe me, lawyer wise, very good.
Chris Archula, what's going on? Proletarian Assassin. The Colombo hit was not a pure mob hit. Yeah. Well, Jerome Johnson, right?
What's a pure mob? Does that have to do because the guy was black? I'm just saying. I don't know. If he was, it could have been Sicilian. You know what I mean?
I'm looking at some of the pictures of the Joes I have, and a lot of these guys got whacked. Wow. Actually, speaking of whacked, we have a new video cut that we put together for the channel. You guys ready for this one? What do you guys think of that?
Original. It's original.
What do you guys think of that one?
What is that?
Tell me
good.
Tell me if you guys think that one should stick around.
That's that dude. That's that midget dude. That short guy from fucking Austin.
That's
Powers.
the new one. We'll get.
What's his name? Warrior.
We'll get a number rating on Mr. Colombo. Let's look at that one more time. Let me know if you. And then we got a couple other things to talk about too. About some people being incarcerated recently. Oh, released since. Wasted, Bo.
Mo says, "What the fuck was that? Your nightmare. That's a fucking. That's when you're in bed and you look at that. You're like, what the fuck was that? That's right.
That's a keeper. I just started. Oh, Matt started laughing so hard.
Oh man, good stuff. Good
All right, let me get a couple questions. Colombo's a 3. Should have stayed out of politics. Fair. Okay. We only got 1 rating. Colombo's a 3. Okay. Danny F says Scammy gave his life to God. Yeah, he got baptized. He told the whole story. Matt O'Connor. There was a Puerto Rican kid named Jose, called him Joey. Him and his brother ran the King's Highway Boys. He blasted Joey Calco outside of Pip's Comedy Club, laid him out. Does he count?
He is a Joe. Yeah, I mean, I have my own list, but Matty O'Connor.
Yeah, I have my own Joes too. I think we're just naming some top ones.
I got my own Joes. You'll hear about them, the ones I actually knew. But they're on there too. Who's this? Brian. What's Brian say?
Brian Bosek. What's going on, Frank? I just caught that about Colombo. He was on life support. Yeah, for about 7 years, right?
Something like that. He was. Yep. He was.
Jerome didn't act on his own. Let me get one of my Joes in here because we did pick some of our own.
Yeah, I got 2.
I pick weird ones, ones that I like looking into. And it actually connects back to Jerome Johnson, who, well, he says he didn't act alone. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of conspiracies with that one. But by all accounts, is the accepted shooter, right? In his apartment, they would find blank checks belonging to a company by the name of Bark Book Distributors. And that company, I don't know why he had the blank checks. I don't know what was going on. But that company was owned by a Lucchese. This is one of my Joes, by the name of Joseph Joe Bracchini, a made man in the Lucchese crime family, a porn czar, a man who owned a number of book shops at porn spots in Times Square. He was behind Bark Book Distributors, I think CAD Publications. He was like a porn guy. Actually, another Joe, which we'll speak about, Joe Valachi. This guy actually got dragged into, he got subpoenaed with Lucchese to actually go before the courts to fucking, talk. They subpoenaed a bunch of guys. He happened to be one of them. 1976. Bracchini. Joseph Bracchini.
It rhymes with zucchini.
Yeah, and it is
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and his name was Joe Bikini, which is what they called him. He was a big porn guy, very much into the porn. In the mid-70s, he was running some auto shops, and he would get murdered. Another guy who got murdered in Woodside in 1976. He would get murdered by the Roy DeMeo crew in 1976. And he was a big money maker and just another Joe that got wasted.
He liked your pick. It's so easy. What the fuck are you thinking? You're in the porn industry. That's a good chance you're just gonna get whacked in that life if you're making money. They're just waiting for you to fuck up because nobody likes to fucking anybody in that industry. But they'll take your money. But the minute you fuck up, you're the first to go because I knew a lot of guys that were anti-prostitution, I disrespectful of women. Okay, let's just put it that. People make money whatever way. Watch this. Next week they'll make a show about what I just said. So if you are in that life, you better be sending a lot of money because you could even be killed for the littlest things.
No, he was making a lot of money for sure. He was the guy for the Lucchese's, as far as I know, that was involved. Every family had a couple of guys, that were involved in that shit. He was as far as I know, the main guy for the Lucchese's. Who else you got?
Popular ones. Which popular ones? You can steal mine. It's okay.
I only got a few photos that I just grabbed random ones. Who else do we got? Oh, we got Valachi.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I would say he's a 5.
5
on the popular.
We're going importance, right?
I mean, who doesn't know? Fucking, it's synonymous with rat, and everybody's going, yeah. You as a kid, you'd hear it all. Yeah, what are you, a fucking Valachi?
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. It's just unfortunate. He'll be that guy. I mean, Valachi is a 5, and for the wrong reasons, but there you go.
Yeah. So
and while we're on that too, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are putting fives up there. Comes to Valachi, but there's a guy also that. Oh, hold on, Rob Gene's in the house.
Who's here?
Rob Gene.
Rob Gene, huh? What's going on, Rob? How are you, buddy? Doing good?
What's up, fellas? You hear me or not? What's going on, cuz?
There you go. There you go. Yeah, but but there's another Valachi type of Joe on there, and his name, and one I happen to know, he's on Boatlet, and that's Joe Messino.
Yeah, for sure.
Is Joe Messino from 0 to 5? Where is he on the list? I don't know. Is he known like that? I don't know. In New York,
got to be a 5.
No,
it's got to be a 5.
No. Nope.
Well, you don't want me to influence the vote?
No, I got him at about I mean, not a lot of people know him, believe me. I mean, unless you're into that mob type of stuff or living under a rock, I don't know. I would give him probably a 3, 2.5.
3.
Oh, there you go.
On importance?
Yes, not on importance. On no shit. On just people knowing him.
Oh, popularity wise. Is that how you're doing this? Because I thought it was like impact importance.
I might even go with 3. I mean, yeah.
That's when Messino was a badass. Yeah, this was during the 80s. Yeah, for sure. This is like before he goes, I guess 85, 86, something like that.
What when you go? Yeah, 86. BTF Phoenix, what's going on? How are you, honey?
Yeah, ma. All right.
How about this guy? He was a badass. Yeah, he was a badass for sure.
How about this guy? I'm going to put up next. Valachi. When Valachi catches a body in prison, as some of you might know the story, when he murders somebody in prison, he apparently thinks who he's trying to kill and murder is this guy, but it's some sort of mistaken identity. That is Joseph. That is Joe Beck di Palermo, a heroin god kingpin, a guy who some suspect of being a driver in the Tresca murder with Galante as well, back in the, what was that, 43? The Carlo Tresca. You probably know a lot about that murder. A guy who I think was involved in heroin trafficking for at least 50 or 60 years, done a shit ton of time in prison. Right. Anything on this guy, Frank? What is your opinion on Joe Beck?
I don't know much about him. It looks like he works at Microsoft.
Wild looking guy. Yeah, very good. I mean, his brothers didn't look much different. Very
either that or one of them guys that go on to catch a predator. Hey, what are you doing here?
He is an odd looking fella for sure.
Hey, fish. Yeah, very odd looking. Very odd looking.
Joe Beck gets a 4.5 from David.
A what? Oh, really?
4.5.
Okay.
Corruption Connection. What's up, bro? He says his whole arrest record is heroin. Yeah. I think he had something for like fraudulent checks. I don't know if he was hustling fake checks and doing money scams too. But yeah, definitely heroin. And apparently, quite possibly involved in the Tresca murder.
Gotcha. So he goes back.
All he was born in the early 1900s, and I think he died in the 80s. Basically was a criminal to the end. And once again, an odd-looking fella, Mr. Joe Beck di Palermo. How about this guy, Frank?
Yeah, Joey C. That's actually somebody I didn't know out there. Yeah, Joe makes the list of so if he probably not an ex-friend, but yeah, happy St. Joseph's Day to Joe C. Good guy. I got nothing.
This is the guy that whenever anyone talks about him, it doesn't matter who it is, I always notice that they say what you just said right there. Good guy.
He was. On a criminal level, I didn't know him like that. I was more closer to his brother-in-law, and his brother-in-law and I worked close. But he was a type family man. Wouldn't see him in clubs. Wouldn't see him out at night. Just a really, really good dude. And that's all I can say. There's nothing more. Would the Bonanno family would be a better place with him? Probably. Who knows? But that's not for me to say. And coming from me, it doesn't really make sense anyway. So I'll leave that at that. But Popularity, I don't know. No, that was with the top 10 guys.
If we're going popularity, I mean, it's pretty low.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know. I don't know how popular.
Popularity, I mean, it's a 1 or a 0.5. I mean, because you really got to be into this stuff to.
Yeah. But there you go. So, and while we're on him though, his brother-in-law Joe Grimaldi, who we were close. We were like brothers at one time. He's a Joe that I know that's in that life, and another good guy. It's not many people I can really say. I could talk more about the guys that flipped in the scumbag level. I don't know if they show their ass. There was his dad too, Joe Senior. I mean, he hardly ever said anything, and was somebody you always felt comfortable around too. Was it like you the vibes you got like from somebody like Vinny Sarah were you know, if different vibes than people like these guys. These guys were good guys.
What's going on, Dragon? What's going on, Lou? Vito.
We got another one on the infamous.
Danny F. He says he wants to know what Joe Saunders is like, Frank.
Quiet. Always had a reddish face. He did. I never seen him drink, but you would get one. He looked kind of the Irish side of him. Patriotic. He had a big ass flag right outside his club. Loved his country. Loved his. Just one of those guys. When he did talk, always made sense. You know what I mean? You never heard a bad word out of his mouth, and you rarely seen him mad too. But of course, you don't get into that lifestyle being a fucking altar boy either. So I'm pretty sure when he got mad, he got mad.
Another one you mentioned to me on the phone was the boss himself.
That's Joe Mazzaria. That's you talk about the Castellamines War and everything that freaking came after. He was the losing faction of that war. And there's not much. I'm just saying everybody knows who he is if you're into the mob. You know, there's not one person who can't say they knew who he was. And yes, Danny, Danny F. He was. Joe was into that. But everybody is giving Joe a 5. That's an even
5. At least a 5. And once again, guys, another what was it, 1931, something 31, like that, 31 in Coney Island. Another Joe that just so happened to be wasted.
It's gonna be the theme of the fucking night with this fucking guy. Sammy the Bull.
As long as they're wasted. Pat Cogney. Frank, I heard your story about getting hit for 70 large because Uncle Vin didn't want you laying off action. You should maybe do a show on that.
I don't know. It wasn't only me. It was me and my partners. We were partners. And his before we got hit, his thing was, have you ever not seen a bookie without a Cadillac? And that didn't stay well with the old man Vito Grimaldi at the time. He goes, every fucking bookie I know it had you. What's wrong with this fucking guy? Well, he's a degenerate fucking gambler. That's why he hangs out in fucking Aqueduct all fucking day. But then again, so was I. I like to gamble. A couple of my friends like to gamble, and I'm not gonna sit here and be a hypocrite about it. But the smart people were like, "What the fuck's this guy doing?" And you know what was really took it to another level is his nephew Ronnie. Ronnie did great with the fucking book. And he had a lot of, you know what, Vinny had a lot of smart people under him, and when it came to the sports betting, and that kind of like made him look pretty good when they say he had this office, but it was actually Ronnie who brought it to what it was.
Thanks for asking that question, because I wanted you to kind of touch on those guys. Sorry. I wanted you to kind of touch on those guys today, because something also that's happened recently is Mr. Borrello got into some trouble.
We'll get there. That's part of the show. We're going to make it, believe me, we were gone for last Wednesday. We're going to make this good for you guys. We're going to have you gamble, Frank? Shut up, bro. Fuck Steve. God damn. Yes, I gambled. Too much. So what do we got back on the list? We got
Back on the list, you could name something. I got a couple more here. How about this guy? How about this guy? He went away for killing a shit ton of people.
This is your guy, I think, because my list.
How about this guy?
Yep, I knew that was going to be your guy.
How about Joseph Testa? This photo is from. This photo is, I believe, from 74 or 75. He's 20 years old. He's picked up for a homicide in which they cut up the person in numerous pieces. He was only 20 years old. Ended up getting off on this homicide. As many of you know, he went away in 89, which was supposed to be for life, but he got out in 2024. Joseph Testa, one half of the Gemini twins. Interesting, and a guy who became made himself. We got a 4 from Attilio.
I don't know if he's such a 4. He's a 4. The New York in the New York mob world, you know, the mobologists, and even people that are into it. Where's Bradbury in the list? Around G. Yeah. I don't know. I would probably say a 2, 2.5.
And popularity? He's a 4.5.
In nationally.
Of
so
course,
I could go to Chicago and talk to mob with somebody, ask if they know.
You could say the Gemini twins to anyone that knows anything about mafia. I mean, you could just say Gemini twins. I mean, they know who it is.
I mean, that was at a Cat's murder, right? The one right there.
That was for the Cat's murder. Yeah.
The picture. I don't know. Maybe I get okay. I know it. It's one of my favorite.
The crazy thing about him in Center is that God knows what they did for Gas Pipe, and they never even went to trial for any of that. God only knows.
Yeah. There's a movie out, and they do it the right way. The book was
if there's a movie, yeah. 1.5 from Ant.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just. Do I find him a fascinating person? Yeah, I find him to be.
Yeah, I mean, he's not fucking. I mean, he's not He's not Messino. He's not Gallo.
He's not Lucky Luciano. You know, if his name was. You know what I mean?
No. Of course not.
Like I said, I don't know. Oh, but you say 4.
I say 4. Yeah,
okay.
I say 4.
I trust you.
But I think a lot of other things go into it.
Okay.
A lot goes
I
into
definitely know who it was, but I know a lot of people were, you know. We got Joe the Animal Barboza. I put him on the list as infamous rats, but he probably was known back in the day because he was a few of them, but who knows him today? I don't know. Does anybody know who Joe Barboza is out there? Yes or no? You know. But he ends up getting blown away in San Francisco. They catch up with him. Is that correct?
Yeah. They tried to kill his lawyer too. Actually, your old buddy over there in Witsec
blew his leg off.
Yeah.
Frank Salemi, shout out. Rest in peace, my man.
Frank Salemi.
You know, that man got done wrong in life. You know what I mean? They were telling on him for 17 years. He had no clue.
Lefty, what's going on?
Lefty, what's up? Talking about the New England boys right there. How many people we got? Are they enjoying the show?
Killed the Russian guy. Yeah, that's according to Casso. Yeah, he says that. God knows what else. I was in 86.
Shout out to Chris Capello if you're listening, bro. Thank you for he's he does a lot for the show. Thank you if you're out there.
Definitely, Chris Capello for sure.
And everybody else. Hey Lou, what's up, Big Lou? Thank you for the birthday wishes. Who's that? Forbo, my man. Guess it is food. I don't want to forget anybody. We got anybody out there? How many people we got out there?
134 people.
Oh wow! All right, not bad. Better than last week, right? The other day. Good. Thank you, guys. Brian says that Barboza was wearing a brown paper bag. We should have got somebody to come in here with a brown paper bag. Says Barboza's son. He was Portuguese. Yes, he was Portuguese.
Yeah, and then they had that other guy, Hitman Joey. That was another guy that was on TV back then.
Oh, that was fucking homeboy, Morelli.
Rocco Morelli.
There's a lot of them popping up. If you guys know of any Fugazis out there, give us a call.
Yep. Give us a call.
Then we got I'm almost done. We got Joe Adonis.
Joe Adonis. Yeah. Joe Adonis.
Was
That's
he
another one.
popular, or was he just, popular because he hung out with the right guys back in the day?
I mean, for the time, for sure. But looking back today, I don't know. It really depends who you ask. I mean,
and I'll finish it off because we're at the and these are the ones I can remember. There's Giuseppe Buccellato, the doctor's uncle right there. Shout out to my buddy James Buccellato. And he was somebody I know. My godfather, rest in peace, Joe Pizzo. A soldier, Joe Watts, Joey O'Kane, rest in peace. We know Joey O'Kane's story. And we named, there was Joey D'Amico. I actually met him at a feast. Years later, he ended up getting kind of like mad handled at the feast, I hear. And who else? And there was a Joe Bosco, the plumber, who was bossed like for 2 days and shelved in 3 days. So I don't know anything about that. But yeah, he was all right. But I could see him having a little bit of an annoying streak once he was told that he was in that life. There's a lot of them out there. All right. I covered it all. Did you guys who honorable mentions? Oh, Joe Gambino, if you're out there, or Joe Get the Gun Gambini, as we call
Joe
him.
Pizzo was another one.
I did. The Duke DeLeo, Joe DeLeo, that was another
Joe
guy.
Scopo, there you go. Jojo Carrazzo.
Jojo Carrazzo.
Mad
shout
Dog.
out to Ali if you're listening.
Joseph Mad Dog Sullivan, that's a good one.
And there's the Joe Shalari, an Janini kid who told on my scumbag brother, but that's okay. I'm not mad no more. Should have got him more time. Anyway,
Joe
that's
Piney,
it.
Joe Cat Laforte. There you go. Joey Cupcakes. There's a lot of them. Here's my honorable mention for Joe's. No impact on mafia history whatsoever. Joseph Joe Dracula Guglielmo. That's my honorable mention. A 1 as far as mob history, maybe a 0.5. So let's move on. We named a bunch of Joes. That was fun. There was some news. Let me see. I could share the screen because it is
Joe Bonanno. Did we mention Joe Bonanno? Wow. Thank you, Dayon. Yeah, he's on my list.
Did we not mention Joe Bonanno? Oh, I thought we did. Let's go to the
Yep.
This is the Miami-Dade County. What do we got? We got this gentleman arrested the other day, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see. Booking date, March 22nd, 2025. So he's just been added this one right here, right? This robbery. So strong arm robbery, domestic violence, battery, domestic violence. And apparently this is a new, I think Nadu put this up as, I didn't see this when it first came out, so I haven't looked at this. And I think Nadu put up that they added this strong arm robbery charge here as well. Now, he's since been released. I've seen him. He's messing around on Instagram. Now, let's see.
What's going on the internet on this story?
Well, it's funny because like there's like some mainstream news outlets like picking up. Like here we have the Independent this year, and Gene Borrello, an ex-mobster, once entwined with the 5 felons, was arrested in Miami on Saturday morning. Arrested on undisclosed location. The suspect faces a misdemeanor charge of stalking and 2 felony charges, including strong arm robbery and battery. He could face up to 21 years in prison and more than $15,000 fine if convicted on all counts. Borrello is being held in Miami-Dade County Prison. According to a post on his Instagram story, Borrello bonded out of prison sometime on Sunday. In another upload, Borrello wrote, "Party at Moxie's, a restaurant chain in Florida. He's set to be arraigned next month. An associate is term used to describe." Yeah, we know that. Footage obtained by Crime History Podcast, The Sit Down. Hey, there it is. Look at that. Appears Nadu's getting a shout out in the Independent. There you go. The Sit Down shows what is this? Footage obtained by Crime History. The Sit Down appears to show Borrello's arrest in the early hours of Saturday morning. The video purports to show Borrello. I saw another. I'm not even going to say it because I don't know if it's true. So that's what's going on as far as The latest news. And what do we have?
Throw away the keys. It's getting so freaking ridiculous when it comes to Gene Borrello.
So you didn't like that. So you didn't like that Proctor did that. What do you not like about that?
I didn't think the Special Olympics was advertising. But what the fuck was that? Throw away the keys.
I didn't even know.
You're a crime reporter or you're a fucking crime what do you call advocate against fucking criminal. You know, either one or the other. You have an idea that you refuse to bring out certain parts of your journalistic abilities because you cover you're up somebody's ass, that from now on we should write your shoe size on the soles of your shoe. So like that one when you're looking for we know you're up fucking Angel Gotti's ass. You understand that, right?
Right.
Okay. So with that said, I'm not defending Gene. Gene needs to get it together.
Right.
I mean, and I consider him a friend. He needs to get it together. It's not funny no more, bro. It's not funny. You know, you sacrificed a lot. When I mean, you know, your whole fucking living to become a better product of your environment. And I don't know this story. I'm gonna stick by him until I hear what went on. But
right, I don't really know aside from what's reported. I mean, if it's true, not good.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, it's not good. Domestic violence, whatever.
It's not. But I hope this is, if he does get some kind of good news out of this, so I hope that, you know, it's not what we think it is, because, you know, let's be honest, that the papers tend to exaggerate sometimes. I'm not saying they are this time. I'm not saying they ain't. But I hope he gets it together, and I hope he does.
Right. Yeah. You know,
on the keys, and you know, I consider that guy. One time he was my friend, the next time, you know, I mean, all this fucking like back and forth shit. You guys, I mean, throw away the keys. Now, what is he like? He's a sheriff now.
Throw away the keys. It's getting so freaking ridiculous when it comes to Gene Borrello.
He just hit the fucking old lady walking the dog. Was he cross-eyed? Was he cross-eyed at that one? You see, he got mad. What the fuck? Imagine that.
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, I don't advocate for anyone to
I'm not hating on the fucking guy, but
locked in a cage or
you
know, go to prison.
I'll tell you news. So I can get away the keys. You know what I mean? What the fuck is that?
I don't know. It's an interesting look. It's an interesting
drink
look.
And he gets drunk, huh?
Right. So, yeah. What do you guys think about that? You think that Manny Grossman in the house? What's going on, buddy? Throw away the keys, man. What do you guys think? Well, that poses
he's going to get the Crumb Bum of the Week goes to my friend James, and he is my friend.
Well, what was that? Say that again.
The Crumb Bum of the Week award goes to James Proctor. And
you're a real crumb bum. You're a crumb bum, a real crumb bum.
New thing, Crumb Bum of the Week.
Crumb Bum of the Week. You guys agree? Who's the Crumb Bum of the Week? If you have anybody else.
So let me get it straight. Hold on. I don't want to offend you. So it's not the guy that got arrested for the DV and the strong arm robbery. It's James Proctor. That's the Crumb Bum. Interesting.
Just because the way that whole little ad went, you could tell it's rehearsed. Hey, have a couple of takes next time. Take it for somebody who's been on TV once or twice. If you're gonna do it, the hills have eyes. Baby, you're a motherfucker. That shit was funny. Yeah, that was just fucking weird, bro.
Yeah. Pasta says he needs Gene to stay out for his own entertainment. Yeah. I don't know what's with. I mean, I know that he keeps talking. I personally have never spoken to the guy in my life. But I know that he does keep talking about he's going to get a podcast together. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. He still hasn't done it, or maybe he's in the midst of doing it. But I really think he needs a guy like that needs something to take up his time, something more productive than whatever he's got going on. Probably needs to be making more content and, you know, doing what people like him to do the most, which is make content, talk shit, whatever the fuck it is. He does good with that, obviously. Instead of giving other channels, I mean, no offense to other channels, good for them. Instead of giving other channels, you know, hundreds and hundreds of live viewers and thousands of views,
yeah,
get them for yourself. I mean, I know a person like that knows that, but
yeah, I don't know, man. Rob G says, I still don't get why he threw the keys.
Throw away the keys. It's getting so freaking ridiculous when it comes to Gene Borrello.
You see how he did
throw away the key?
You know what chicks do when they're mad at you? They do the shoulder things, like when they get their way, like so there. You know what I mean? Bro, that was kind of that was.
I was
cute.
surprised by that. I was surprised by that one. Yeah. Nice to get it together. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, for sure. That was good stuff. That was just a fake motherfucker. Fake motherfucker. Yeah.
Vino De Benedetto, the thing about Gene is he's been given 537 chances of freedom and just can't seem to stay out of trouble. It's crazy. He's recently turned 40. Yeah.
Might be of a kid when I grew up. They said one time, you know, somebody brought up that it was a question that was asked. I think actually Tom Levesque asked me this question. He said, "What do you think of Gene if he grew up in your era?" You know, like I said, he would have gotten in trouble for murder because that's what was going on.
Yeah,
and he had to keep up with the Joneses if he wanted. It was a dick waving contest, which we would get to, and that's what he would have fell under. He would have fell for sure. He reminded me a lot of a kid I grew up with, this Anthony Tabita, that had very, very similar up to a point. They had very similar kind of like outburst, very laughing, having a good time, but then doing things that fucking, you know, like, okay, this is a game changer. So they were very similar. I've seen a lot of I see a lot of Anthony and Gene, you know what I mean? So back then, but he's still doing it. But I put it this way, when Anthony, I think by the time Anthony was 27, 26, he was out of commission. And I mean that he was done. He had 5 murders. And he was arrested and looking at I'm pretty sure they're looking to put fucking needles in his arm.
Jesus. Yeah, no, you're right. They thought about it, I believe.
Yeah, well, a whole different dynamic back then, but he would have definitely been in that category.
Rob Gene too. Look, we got $4.99 from Rob.
Can you hear me? Yep, that's the man right there.
Rob Gene too.
Thank you, man.
Look at that. That's like a Rob Gene with like a.
I
think that's that looks like fucking whose body? Nate Diaz's body. Tell me if I'm right.
Nah, I met Rob. That's him.
Nah, I know, but the body.
What's up, fellas? You hear me or not? What's going on, cuz?
All right.
I'm glad at least you picked Frank Dukes. How are you? Me too.
Attilio says, motherfucker probably had to look around for an hour to find a ski again.
Yeah. Rob says something. What do you mean? I'm glad at least you picked Frank. Dukes, how are you? Me too. Okay.
G Lavallo, what's going on, G? I just don't understand why there's so many people in here and they don't just hit the like, even if you don't like it. Thumbs up, my own. Yeah, hit the like, please.
Hit the like. Come on, hit the like,
G.
guys.
Appreciate you. Hi, Brett and Frank. I'm just getting out of the shower. Oh, thank you, Mickey Bass, for the
good visual there. Yeah,
for the shower reminder. I appreciate you. Make sure you dry your dry your chode, huh?
And throw away the keys.
Joey LaSalle, what's going on? He says Gene's next court date is April 9th. He's still in jail. I spoke to the jail. Is he still in there? I saw him I thought he posted something on Instagram.
You know what's
Tatone, $5 from Tatone. Thank you, Tatone. You're the man. Appreciate you, buddy. Good to see you, man. Paul D412. Gene should get a reality TV show with all the drama he gets in. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He should just fucking. Yeah. Did you meet any of the Chili's? They love asking you about the Chili's.
No, I mean, I remember seeing Joey in jail. Joey Chili, not the nephew. And shit. No, the older Chili, Jerry Chili, he was in Florida, and people like he had a big crew. He made everybody his crew. If he seen an iguana and the iguana made money, he tell people to tell him he's with him. So he was pretty popular in South Florida for doing that. That's not a that is not a secret. I think a Furbo, friend, did you ever any deals with Giacomo Amato? Man, did you just want to ruin my fucking day, Giacomo Amato? Can you believe that Furbo? God damn, who the fuck is he?
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
I ran him off of Facebook because he thinks that people don't listen. He's saying no. There was a picture of Caesar and Baldo, and he put under there wasn't nobody, not in Italy and not here. This guy worked the hot dog truck, apparently, right? He said these two guys would have fucking rang his head for about 30 minutes until he couldn't breathe anymore, fucking with nobodies. I mean, can you believe the fucking talents out there in the telling world? tell you
There's a few. Fugazi Fridays coming soon. Pasta Patate, my man, what's going on? Interesting Joe Pitts Canigliaro, client of mine, dated his daughter for a bit and was a bit spooked by him. He only confirmed he was a mobster years later when he got killed. Interesting. Joe Canigliaro. Thank you, Pasta Patate. Let me look that up real quick.
I wonder if Pasta Patate, is he a lawyer?
I don't think so.
I'm a lawyer. Remember that one? Thank you, Pasta. Who we got? Joe LaSalle. Tell Frank they said, oh, so it is the Joe LaSalle. I know. Hey, what's up, Joey? How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you on here. There's a lot of Ridgewood people that come on here. And shout out to everybody. No lawyer friend. Okay, Pasta. Cool.
My scumbag brother. He likes when you say that. Your scumbag brother.
Well, he is a scumbag. I ain't gonna ever hold that back.
Joey the Sound says he's good. All right, let's get to the phone call you got from somebody today.
Yeah, sure. I got a phone call today, and I'm pretty sure it's a good source out there. And they told me that a certain ex-friend of mine who's been in jail for a long time might be coming out is about to come out very soon. I don't want to say who it is, but I'm pretty sure you guys, if you follow our show, knows who I'm talking about. Been in there, and somebody who we were close and very dear to me on today. You know, like I said before, I'm not the reason he's in there. And I think that type of time is too much for everybody anyway. He's coming out apparently on a compassionate release. So I'll let you guys do the imagination. Yeah, you want to write on chat? Go ahead. I'm not going to deny it or confirm it, but it's a good source.
It's a good source, huh?
Yeah, I should say so. Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously some people already know who it is, but obviously people are going to
look to him. It's true. Very good.
Obviously, people are going to question the sources, whatever.
Tony G said, Brian G says he's out already. He got out.
You know.
Yeah. So that's where
I love getting nervous.
I don't know about that. Joey LaSalle. That was the LaSalle episode. Remember that? That was great.
So yeah. So I mean, I know you don't like to say anything. But do you actually think that some people might be a little nervous about that?
No.
In 2025?
I don't know who he is. If it was back in the day, yeah. I mean, yeah, of course. But I don't. I mean, you know, to me personally, he was probably, you know, if you ask anybody who grew up in these neighborhoods and they talk about somebody who, and there was a lot of people I was around. Not in that aspect though, but a lot of people that I was around and nobody had that kind of aura like he did, and you know that's where I'm at with that. Is he the one coming out? I don't know. These guys got to find that out. But would people worry about that? I guess. Do I think they have anything to worry about? He's 60 fucking years old. Let the guy come on. Let him enjoy his life. Let him do what he's got to do. You know what I mean? If that's who it is, and that's where we're at, man. That's where we're at. That's why I don't want to ruin it for him. I mean, I don't know him anyway. I mean, that's fucking 40 years ago. When was the last I see him? 1998, 97. Even though until I got picked up, we were communicating through mail.
Really?
Yeah, we were. He was in Marion at the time. John Gotti Sr. was his next to him. Yeah. So, man, let the guy live, man.
That's a little inside joke by Dominic Colangelo.
It's Angelo being released.
That's a little inside joke there. Jerry LaSalle says you knew Cookie, right?
Of course I knew Cookie. Did I know him? Yeah. Listen, yeah. If it's anybody in Ridgewood, I know. What aspect? It depends. But yeah, I know. You know, we all grew up together. But you could catch that on a lot of our shows. But that's where it is. Yep.
Pat Cogney says that was the one guy, councilman of New Jersey, John Alite, would put on his level in interviews.
Yeah, well, this is where a lot of you guys are gonna have a little bit of difficulty accepting. There was a time when they were on the same level. Not no more. One flipped, one didn't. It's easy to call John Alite whatever you want. But at one time, they were definitely on the same level.
Yep. Frankie, can you give your thoughts on Michael Yamin and Fabrizio? We hear their names, but nothing about them or their personalities.
I talk to Mikey now and then. We communicate. Mike's doing well. He was offered money to come up and tell his story at one time, and it wasn't for him to do, and I respect that. I asked him to come, and I feel with that we're close. I've asked him, you want to come on our show and talk? And he goes, I don't know, man. And and I just left it at that, and I'm gonna leave it at that. This is not for everybody, and he's doing well in life. He's with someone. He works 12-hour days. He's a good guy. If you want to talk about somebody who's turned his life around, he knows. That's the whole thing. You see, when you know you've made certain mistakes and you can really get down on yourself as far as being a human being, that's when you know you're really changed. And you ain't gonna come in here and tell you he did this or how tough he was or who he ran with or not. He doesn't. He's just not that guy.
Timothy O'Reilly says, has Ridgewood changed since back in the day? Yeah.
I've been there, but just driving through, stopped at a couple of places, get pizza or something, and then just went on my way. But it looked different for sure. Gentrified at best.
Yeah, super gentrified. I mean, I didn't grow up there. I grew up in North Queens, but I saw the other day, I don't know if it was one of the Queens newspapers or whatever. It's like Ridgewood was like the hippest up and coming whatever neighborhood in New York City.
It's like
it's got the it factor, dude.
Yeah, a friend of mine sent me a little video of what people from what Ridgewood is like today. They say it's wonderful. People coming from area. It has a bohemian feel to it. It has also a good music scene for people that are into certain types of music. That wasn't the deal, But yeah. Yep.
Gentrified.
Yeah.
Genre.
Mickey, yeah, I tried. Hey, bro, 8th grade education. I'm sorry.
You got gentrified. The genre.
If I had that money, legitimate money, I would be on the Mediterranean right now, sitting back, having someone put grapes in my mouth, and we know who that would be.
Yeah.
All right. Joe. Oh my God, Joey LaSala. Frankie, people don't understand that if VG gets out, completely different world from 98 up to now. Too many cameras there. VG wouldn't take the chance. Yeah, it would be pretty silly, huh?
Yeah, I hope he has his favorite. He loves pizza. And you're not get that kind of pizza. Maybe now and then, and he's really simple in a lot of ways. An espresso pizza, doesn't drink much. Hey man, let him when he does. I don't know if it's him, but anyways, I listen, guys. I don't get my kicks of being the first person to announce something, so I'll leave it up to you guys. You heard it here. You heard it here.
You heard it here, folks. The second breaking news.
I don't report it.
We got we had the John A. Light news too.
Huh?
We had the John A. Light news too.
Yeah, that's a few weeks before. I talked to him the night before.
What kind of music is over there? I guess you're talking about Ridgewood pasta. I have no idea what's going on with the music over there. I don't know.
I don't know. It's probably it's a lot of that. I wouldn't say indie scene, but
punk indie. Yeah, I know you. I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
I know what you're trying to say there, Chief.
What else, guys? You got questions out there? I'm willing to answer them because we got good shows coming up pretty soon. So Carmine says, "Hey, Carmine, how are you, my friend?" He says, "Vito ain't gonna take a chance." Yeah, the world is different. Who realized it? Did I fail to mention he's very smart, very sharp, street smart. He's a PhD. He'll figure it out right away. A lot of the drill rap indie shit.
Is it really drill raps in Ridgewood, Lisa? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They took the indie shit going on. That's what somebody said.
Yeah, he's smart. He's got a PhD. What was that about?
I don't know, but
it reminds me of
Genovese are the New York Knicks of that's Madison Square Garden. That's where the big dogs play. They're the Philadelphia Eagles, the Super Bowl champions. They're the Lakers. They're the marquee. They're the top name on the marquee. So
there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. What's his name? Joey LaSala wants to know about Ragusa.
What about him?
Which is an episode we're gonna do. I guess he wants to know anything. Anything
about
anything
what?
New? You know anything?
I don't know anything new about new people, and we talk about that. Was it one of our agreements that we don't?
Yeah, that was one of your things that you kind of didn't want to.
But I hope he's another one. I hope he's doing well. You know what I mean? I hope he's whatever he's doing, eating well and getting a lot of women, or whatever he does. But
Proletarian assassin. Smoked a joint and now I'm killing a plate of carpaccio. Life is good. That is good. That sounds like a good life. You couldn't kill an afternoon. You couldn't crack an egg. Are you sure you couldn't kill a plate of carpaccio if you tried?
You might. What is this? Probably something. Somebody's texting. Oh, okay, all right. Shout out to a friend of mine out there. I think Maxwell's name is.
Shout out to the friend. Hey, Darnell Trump, what's going on?
Darnell Trump.
Squash a grape. Good squash a grape.
Yeah, I don't know. When it comes to Paul, it's we grew up together, and not only him, there's a lot of people I won't just talk about. Even like dirtbag brother of mine, I ain't gonna bring him up until current shit. I don't know current shit. I told you that already. I'll leave that up to the professionals, like to that guy. The guy, his dog was snoring while he was doing interviews.
Genovese are the New York Knicks of that's Madison Square Garden. That's where.
Yeah, I saw that one.
And that was actually Gunner sleeping on his couch because he was coming to hard times because so Gunner was sleeping on fucking Bernstein's couch and he's snoring with all the bullshit he started with him. He made him believe he was somebody he wasn't, and now fucking he's getting sued all over the fucking place.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but we're gonna have good episodes. Things that happened when we were younger with kids. After that, funny shit. We're gonna talk about an arrest. People talk about me, and I'm pretty hard on the NYPD. There's a reason behind that. I had a very, very bad experience with the NYPD, a couple of them, and one of them was, I got arrested for something that they fucking pencil fucked on me. And on the way there, I was fucking slapped around, beat up. What routinely would take about a 5 to 10 minute ride to the precinct took 20 minutes, and we got the scenic route, if you know what I'm talking about. And I'll talk about that. And it was funny because and I'll mention the cops too, because they were just scumbags. And what they did, and it was after I got out, I had a lawyer goes, "Hey, he ain't gonna come up to you again. If they do, let us know right away." Same fucking cop stopped us with me and Paul in the car. It was kind of funny though, and it was real funny. And actually, we'll talk about that story. It kind of was really good.
Question from David Price: did Frank know Giorgio Shasha's paisano Joe Arcuri, who owned a pizza restaurant somewhere on Long Island? Not to be confused with the Gambino Joe Arcuri.
Not as well as Giorgio. I know who you're talking about, though. No, not as well as Giorgio. Giorgio was. I used to see him a lot. He used to be around a lot.
Ragusa used to hang out at the pizzeria on Liberty Ave back in the day, if I'm correct. Ozone Park.
I don't.
Thank you, Cindy. That. Proletarian Assassin. The answer is yes. He says, "Will Dino Calabro get his own episode?"
He'll get his own episode for sure.
Yeah, they're all going to get their own. Like Vito got his own. Dino will get his own. Ragusa will get his own. It's going to be good, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, this is my buddy BK Sal Crook. What's going on, man? How are you? Hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you in a while, man. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
Half Day the Jackal. Brett, you need to do a full impression compilation.
Maybe, Bo. Maybe I'll do that, Bo. I'll get around to that at some point, Bo.
Seeing A-Lake just made something crystal clear to me. Joey Molina will get into politics in Philly. Oh, that's interesting. Imagine that. Imagine that.
Wow.
Somebody asked a question up there I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, sometimes they go so fast. I'm glad my fucking diabetes is fucking kicking in because I don't see shit. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for tuning. How many? What do we got here? We got a lot of people here today.
$1.50 right now.
I like it. $1.50. Keep it coming.
Happy belated birthday to Frank.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you. The birthday was you guys made that possible as well. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Do you have an Italian passport?
No, it's I don't.
David Price says thanks for the reply. There was a question up here. I totally missed it. I wanted to ask you. Oh well.
Which one was it? What was it about?
Have you ever been to Vito's in Seattle? Old school joint. Went back in 2019. I think it closed because of COVID.
No, not that I can remember. There was that one spot that Mario Batali's dad owned for a while. I went there a long time ago,
though. Timothy O'Reilly says he asked that question to Merlino on a live, and he said he wasn't considering running for public office. Well, there you go, motherfucker.
The speech would be too long. Yeah, motherfucker.
There you go, motherfucker. Happy belated birthday, Frank. How old are you now?
Thank you, Cindy. I'm 55. I'm 55.
Is Tabita related to Lenny DiMaria?
By marriage, Aunt.
Uncle by marriage, right? Okay. Did that ever play a role? Did anything ever happen?
Late in life, he came into his life a little bit more when Anthony started getting a little bit of a reputation. Anthony was always a wild kid. He threw some guy right off the fucking subway fucking turnstile with the platform for touching his sister or something. He had that kind of fucking like, and he didn't hit her. He like just touched her, so he had that kind of attitude. He did a couple of years. Went through in state.
Okay.
He was involved in that double homicide before he went away. So he misses out on another hit, I believe, and comes back 4 years later. And that's he probably lasted on the street a couple of years after that, and then he got taken down. He got taken down after the Giannini crew, but because he was also away during the bank robberies, but he gets caught up in that other homicide as well, the one with Borelli, not Borrello.
Borelli, yeah. And he
Which
was with the
I heard
Ruizi,
huh?
the Ruizi Pagnazzi incident. He was involved in that.
Yeah,
It was a
he's
double
there
homicide.
for that one.
Okay.
And then he's there with the Borelli, and I remember quite well. A friend of mine, Joe, had a club out in Glendale. I walk in there, and him and Vito sitting on a couch, Anthony. And this is a couple of weeks after, and I haven't seen him for a while. I knew more than I was supposed to, put it that way. So I walked in there, and he goes, "Oh fuck! Look who we forgot about." And I was like, in the back of my head, "No, you didn't forget about nobody. Forget about me from now on. Where you fucking take 7, 8 fucking people to go kill somebody." I know. Absolutely, they had fucking the neighbors were out. It was like it was.
That was his last one. That was the last one he did, right?
Yeah, that was the last one. That was the one where who flipped on that? Tabita flipped on that one, and so did Cookie Durso. What you think about it? Here's Cookie Durso. He flips on that one. This guy actually vowed to help him get fucking revenge for who did that to him, because he was a friend of Cookie's. He was Cookie's friend. He said, "Don't worry, buddy. We'll see what's going on. And when these guys start fucking falling out of favor with people, we'll get them." And they were all about it. "Don't worry about it. I got you." The first fucking piece of work they do together, he tells on them. At least
it's crazy.
I don't want to give my side. I don't. It's crazy. So he even helped him pay for his lawyer. I don't think that's gonna do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I remember you saying he helped him pay for his lawyer.
Yeah, he said like, "What the fuck's that gonna do?"
Sanford Rubenstein.
Sanford, no, Paul.
Oh,
I think no, not
I thought
Paul.
it was that crazy.
Now
Sanford
you're fucking me up, because there's many Rubensteins, but there's only one mob lawyer back. His name was
mob lawyer. Yeah. Well, he would have fucking worked with anyone. That guy.
Yeah. I don't know how he felt about that. How would you feel? You fucking all right. Well, now you
it's a weird one. It's a weird one for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'd feel about it.
Yeah. But that's another case too.
It didn't work anyway, so fuck him. Obviously.
Well, the cookie case, right? The cookie cutter case. How about that? The cookie case was a weird one, because he did a lot. Cookie did a lot for them, for the people he was around, the Sally Meatball or whatever. BB says Cookie is a legend. Bo, rat or not? All right, that's cool. There's no rats in legends.
No, I don't have any news, Barzilette. They found a lady over by Fort Taunton, which is it's actually an active army base here in Bayside. It's near Whitestone, so it's considered Bayside, I think. They found some lady against the rocks, dead in the water, and then they found her Mercedes with some blood on it or something. I don't know what. It's a developing story. I don't know, but I haven't heard anything else, Barzilette. Any Patty from the Bronx stories?
Not bad. I'm a quiet guy. Thick glasses. One time I remember he kind of got annoyed, and I don't blame him, but he was nice to me though. He wasn't mad. He was just that split second. Joe Messina said, "Come here, I gotta talk to you." So I go in between them, and he went like, "Come across." He goes, "Come across, like don't do that.
Don't walk between us." Yeah.
Yeah, and he kind of got. I remember that one, but yeah. But then when I was about to go to trial 6 days before, he was one of the people that came up to me and said, "Hey, good luck on your case." And 7 days maybe, yeah. The clock was ticking.
BK Sal Crook, $10. Thank you, BK Sal. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you. Shout out BK Sal for the $10. Appreciate that. Carmine asks, Frank, any relatives in the Gambino or Genovese? The reason I asked was because you have so many family members all over.
No, not that I can think of, but there were people there that were like my family in the Gambino for sure. For sure. I mean, I respected my family, and they respected me like if I was one of their own. It kind of breaks my heart because I never said anything about them, never told them, but they were really nice to me, and they probably don't. I don't know how they feel. Well, one's not with us no more, and one son is apparently higher up in the Gambino family, real up.
Do you think John Elliott would get his gun privilege reinstated?
No, absolutely not. No. He can have bodyguards, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. How do you think the Mets will do?
Not well. I mean, they got no pitching. I don't know. I hope they do well, but I don't see it. Yeah, I think they spend their money in the wrong place. I'm still not a fan of the Soto deal. I would have loved to have Soto. Not under. I would rather have 3 good pitchers.
As far as money wise, right? Pisses you off.
Yeah, and a lot. You know what I mean? 15 years, he could look like Big Sexy in 7 years. You know.
Hey, Gaslight Studios, good to see you back. Apologize for my enforced absence. It wasn't just Giacone's nephew who made the claim that Giacone was the target in the 3 Capos hit. Shanna Alexander also made that claim in her book in the 1980s.
Ask Shanna.
Let's talk about 3 Capo claims. I have a little one for the chat too. There's this thing out there about Willie Boy Johnson telling detectives about the 3 Capos, and he says, go check the hole. And some people believe that that's how they found the 3 Capos, because Willie Boy Johnson said, go check the hole. To me, that's really stupid. First of all, and I'll get to why I'm saying this, Frank. First of all, check the hole. What does that mean? Go check the hole. What, are you going to dig every square inch of the fucking hole in Lindenwood till you find the body? You can't check the hole. They literally still can't check the hole for bodies because they don't know where the fuck they are. They don't know how many more bodies may even been there. They haven't even tried to. Second of all, if Willie Boy said that all 3 of them were there, how come they didn't dig it up right there to find the other 2? Why did they wait over 20 fucking years? And third of all, it was reported that Sonny's body was found by children playing. One of them, Joseph Amico, is the name of one of the kids who was about 14 years old at the time. And when detectives went to dig up the hole again, Joseph Amico still lived on Drew Street, and they actually went to his house to talk to him and say, hey, can you, this was in the news, this is all public knowledge. And he's been in the news for other things before. And they actually asked him, like, do you recall, like, can you tell us about the day when you found Sonny Red, this and that? And this was all reported. The reason why I'm bringing it up, because I'm in contact with Joseph Amico, who grew up in the hole on Drew Street, and we're going to do a walk and talk over there. One of the kids that actually found Sonny Red and Delicato's body sticking out of the ground there. But there is this stupid Willie Boy thing that's floating out there that I really don't know if I can buy, because to me it doesn't make sense. But maybe the chat disagrees. I mean, I don't know. Justin, what's going on, buddy?
He loves this shit.
Let's see. The Soto deal was insane. Waterhole. Vito Guzzo isn't good with his hands with a gun. Different story.
Stronger than Ox.
Was Catalano deported, or did he return to Sicily voluntarily after? I'm pretty sure he was deported, right?
Okay, this is the last one I'm gonna give.
I think he was deported though. No.
Yeah, he was deported, but he also had a case that was out of Italy, but they ran him together. Once the cops had him, they let him go.
Then he caught another case.
No. Recently. Yeah, then he caught another case, but recently, he was still owed them time from the initial one.
Casparosa went to harass John Knight at a council meeting in South Jersey. Did he?
Why?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Under East New York is loaded with dead bodies by Fountain Haven. Yeah, I did a tour over there too. Yeah. Try telling detectives, go check. Just go check over there for it. Should be in there somewhere.
And the other
Thanks
thing
for
too,
the intel. Thanks for the intel, Willie boy.
We had that one already.
Frank, any interactions with the Cantarellas, proletarian assassin?
Yeah, basically when we locked up, and it was I've said it a lot of times, and I'll say it again. The kid didn't want to be there. You could tell he was on another page. The dad was trying to get parole. He asked me he goes, how many bodies do you got on this case? He didn't ask me how many bodies I had on this case. I said 1. He goes, well, I have 2. Did you go up a bit? And he wasn't asking. It wasn't a who got more than the other. It was just he was asking if I gotten bail, and I had told him I didn't go up for bail, but it's most likely I will not. And that's not what the kid didn't have bodies. The dad did, and he was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I just asked, because I got 2." And I said, "Okay, well, good luck, But
it wasn't a Philocoma situation where we were fighting over who had more bodies.
No. It was a matter of fucking. Did you go for bail? And if they would have shut me down. Him having 2, he was like, "Well, I'm not gonna get out either." And I knew he wasn't gonna get out. And his lawyer was Jerry Shargell, or was that his son? He gave his son Jerry Shargell. But it was dog and pony. I think they pretty much have made up their mind. And the mother got arrested too. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
And her brother. They went for the whole fucking 9 yards. So when they did go for bail, they did not make bail. 2 weeks later, Alley Boy goes to me, you know who they took out of the 7th floor? I said, I have no idea. He goes, your co-defendants. I'm like, who? And he told me, and like he goes, that's never good. I'm like, I know. And that was it. Wow. That was October of 2002. It's my Cantarella story.
This comment really speaks to me. What happened to Sammy's girl quitting the podcast? Well, that's news to me, Kevin. You want to enlighten us about that?
Yeah, I don't want to get fucking that one.
That is news to me.
Sammy.
Does anyone know about this?
Where's Latrell? On the dance floor.
Is that real? Or is that fucking?
Of course, that's real. Come on, guy.
He did that?
Yeah, he did that.
Fucking making a sign. There's certain people that shouldn't make the signs of a gun with their face.
I mean, listen, I added the wasted and the music,
but the like shit. That's not.
Well, everything else is him.
Who does his PR shit? Shit, fucking the 19 and then this. Yeah. You know who's a classy fucking guy? I gotta be honest with you. That fucking Franchise.
Yeah, I have no problem with him.
He does it right. He doesn't offend. He's good at it. That's why he's number 1.
Mikey Scars had a face reading expert on a face reading expert. We're getting really fucking next level on this fucking YouTube now. A face reading expert.
It's probably
to read Sammy's face.
Like, his co-host is like the fucking who's that? The thinker, the Michelangelo guy, like this. Well, Mike, let's see. If I was Don Vito Corleone, what would I say to the? Yeah, okay.
That's Rodin.
Oh, Rodin?
Yeah, the thinker. Yeah.
How much I know? See, I'm not.
You had to fucking correct it. Sorry. I had to correct you.
I'm a dumb motherfucker, and I want people to know that.
You're not dumb.
I'm dumb. Hey,
you had a face. Oh, that's on the premise. Like, what was the premise? Were they watching like old Sammy like interviews or whatever to see if he's like a fucking bullshit artist? Frank Fiordilino, anyone you knew that made bodies disappear by chopping them up?
If they did, they didn't advertise. It was like, hey, you want a body chopped up?
Is that like a body language expert?
You, bro, you're right. What the fuck? Yeah. That's like job description in the mob. Body chopper.
Yes, yeah, I guess so, Lisa. I guess that's like a body
language. Yeah,
like
yeah.
This nose generally indicates it's one of those like you see when he says this, he slowly picks up his hand and he rubs his right eyebrow.
You know why?
So that's not confident. That's an act of being unconfident in his speech. I guess it's one of those fucking people. That's interesting.
What would the young Mikey DeLeonardo think? Mikey's a friend of mine.
He's not talking about Michael. Yeah, I like Michael. He's all right. He's all right.
I like Mike a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Stop the baloney, huh? Who?
Not him. I'm talking about Mike DeLeonardo.
Oh, I thought you were talking about.
About
Francis. Yeah. It wasn't a video. It
wasn't
a video. It was pictures. How do you do it with pictures? Come on, you got to play the video because people do stuff. They rub their eyebrow, they lick their lip. You guys like, yeah, I promise I'm not lying. I promise.
Oh,
give him fucking baseball signs while he's telling fucking lies and shit.
Crazy.
You know,
crazy.
A picture that's a little fucking weird. That's a little weird. That's a weird one. I definitely like Mikey Scores, very well spoken. Pasta patate. Did I miss anything? Who was the dumbest gangster you knew? That's kind of a weird question.
Who asked me that?
Gaslight.
The
dumbest gangster.
Oh, I don't want. I do have one. I mean, he was really fucking dumb. You know what I used to do? Like his guma was if his guma was working, I used to like beep her with other gangsters' numbers.
Is that right?
Yeah. Why is he calling my girl for? What's going on? You know, the guy be like, "Who's this?" You know what I mean?
That's fucked up.
And my uncle loved it. He goes, "Keep doing
it." Carmine S says, "Is that a Rob Gene clip?" Yeah, we do have a Rob Gene
clip. What's up, fellas? You hear me or not? What's going on, cuz?
That is the Rob Gene. He's the only one with a clip.
Thanks, Fish. Bastard. You know who's it?
Probably like a job interview body language.
Bastard.
It was face reading only. So you're reading someone say, how could you like read somebody's face? I don't understand.
There's people that claim to do that, you know.
Her name is Lori Bell, and she just about called it 100% on with Sammy and even John J. Gotti. Really?
Giant Blaze goes, when your uncle gave you a shot in the case, it was it because yeah, I done something really, really bad.
Yeah. Body language. Yeah, I understand the body language. I just didn't know people can just look at pictures. I mean, I guess. We need some hootie clip. You really want to start trouble, huh? You want some hootie clips. A lot of criminals are really fucking dumb. The worst thing about prison was listening to morons talk shit all day long. Proletarian Assassin says. Their face reading show is on their YouTube channel. All right. Interesting. Thoughts on James Gladwich? Do you think he's more accurate than many mob YouTube channels book documentary? That would be OC Shorts.
Yeah, no. I think he's very well rounded. And he does. You know, I remember listening to him the first times I did, and I felt that he brought a lot to the game that people. He does research wise. He's top notch, and he comes up with things that people like. Oh, wow, that makes sense. Now that I understand, and he brings that to light. He brings you the definition of a word. Okay, so you don't know what the word is until somebody defines it, and then you're like, oh, it makes sense now. You know, he does it the opposite way. He has a great technique. Probably to me, he's definitely he's up there top three. He's top three. You know, I mean, a lot of people bring different aspects of this genre in. The ones that really do count. You know, the actual experiences with actual gangsters, actual people there. I think Mike brings that more than I do. I also bring that. Dominic Sicali brings that. more than anybody, even content creators. You know, they can't tell you how so and so felt, how he'd get angry, how he busted a head, how he little things flared them up. How, you know, we could, you know, but then they could tell you stuff about the mob that we don't know. So everybody brings different aspects. Like Nado, you know, he's good at what he does. I could ask him about things that I don't know about, and he definitely asked me about things that he don't know about in the past. Even a week ago, whatever, 2 weeks ago. So he's good. He's good that way. Everybody brings a different. See, if these guys work together, though, like if I work with somebody like that, like I work with Brett, and then we bring in somebody brings another aspect, a real mobologist, for example. You know, we have a lot to offer. I think anyway, we're witty to a fault. And we know a little bit about this stuff, but that's it. We're not only mob, though. It seems that way. We do a lot of New York stories. Am I correct?
Yeah. I mean, I'll be the first one to say I'm not a fucking mobologist. I'm not going to get a doctorate in organized crime studies anytime soon. Definitely more specialized as far as what I'm interested in. A lot of 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s organized crime, New York, and then general New York City crime history. So I'm very rounded off in that sense. New York City crime history centric with organized crime for sure. But no, I'm not a fucking mobologist. Somebody brought up mob archaeologist. Yeah, I'm not, certainly not one of those guys. I mean, certain people, certain crews, certain stuff I can certainly talk about at length for sure.
And a lot of something it sometimes gets boring into knowing too much about, like the mobologists. They are good at what they do, but they're too concentrated, you know. And sometimes you could lose your audience on stuff like that because you know they cover such a vast amount of years in the organized crime with people.
Yeah, it's definitely a niche for certain types of people who really want to listen to like deep, like 3 hour, like back and forths of like, you know, intricate beginnings and middles and ends, and I understand it completely. I understand.
It's PBS fucking articulating the history of rap music compared to Jay-Z, you know, and that's in a nutshell.
Right. Oh, this was an interesting one too. Who said this?
I haven't seen
Matt Cogney. She wasn't even reading body language. She was saying the face you're born with tells your personality. I mean, I don't know. I don't really buy that, but that's fine. If she nailed it with Sammy, that's fine. But I don't buy that you could look at somebody's face and know their personality and what type of person they are.
There's a friend here, Dr. Vinny Boombots. What's up, my man? Thank you for the birthday wishes there.
And that's just me. Is Vinny Boombots here? Vinny Boombots, what's going on, buddy? Price is right. This guy's asking for the price. Oh, maybe he's talking about Wheel of Fortune.
Well, you know what happens a lot.
This is a statement I do disagree on, and you could say, Fish, hard to dig up new mob content. It's all out there. That's one that I greatly disagree with, but that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, especially certain aspects of the mob, like you get like the Sicilian faction of the Bonanno family. You know how many people come out of the woodwork and try to talk about it and just to fall flat in their face. There's a next prosecutor, what's his name? Fucking Vecchione, that swears on this fucking guy that was a clown, and people listen to this guy because not many people talk about the Sicilian faction of the Bonanno family.
Yeah,
and we're talking about Ranzavelli. I just can't listen to this guy no more, you know. But he even said himself he lied, right?
Yeah, he did. He recanted some of his statements. Lisa Pizzola, if you could tell a person by the way they look at birth and someone tell me the broken, but yeah, I don't buy any of that. It sounds like some pseudoscience, weird fucking shit. But then again, I didn't see the upload, but based on the way it was just described by Pat, don't see how you could look at a picture of somebody and tell you what kind of person they are from a fucking photo. I don't see how that works. But okay.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I said bunch of malarkey. Who knows?
I mean, I've seen some really nice pictures of Tommy Karate. You know, I've seen some where he looks like a really nice guy. I've seen. Did Frank hang out with anyone from St. Francis Prep?
St. Francis Prep over there. When I was a kid, I did. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
You did. Okay.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I mean, I grew up. I grew up in Ridgewood. I went to Miraculous Metal. If anybody's familiar with that, in Ridgewood, I had a group of friends before high school. Some of them ended up going to St. Francis Prep. For the most part, a lot of us went to Christ the King, and some even went to Cleveland. But yeah.
So Matt says he didn't really describe it exactly. Pat, what are you doing? You giving us some Fugazi intel? Let me know what's going on here. We should get into a reading on Danny Trio's face. That's good. That's good.
Danny Trio, yeah, that fucking guy was great.
Mito. Joey Testa took care of the Russian who was shaking down Marat Balagula as a favor. Yeah. Vladimir Reznikov.
He was a kid. He was older than me, a lot older than me. This guy from my neighborhood, he would play on the Raiders and the Jets. He went to St. Francis Prep. Bill Pickell.
All right, that's nice.
I know his.
If that's the case, get some psychic mediums to speak on the dead. You know, those people piss me off so bad. The psychic mediums, I fucking hate those people, dude. You know, the Long Island medium. The lady with the big ass fucking head.
Yeah, your mother was a female, and your aunt
Teresa Caputo. Teresa Caputo. Hey Trump, Trump, right? Can you deport Teresa Caputo back to Italy or wherever the hell her and her family came from, please?
And then you got all these fucking poor bastards.
John Edwards, Long Island medium. John Edwards, that was another guy.
Did they have a dead person in the room?
Oh my god. I'm seeing. He would do this. He's like, I'm seeing somebody dying of lung cancer. Maybe some lung cancer. Anybody?
Is there a closet gay person in here? Oh, not
my uncle. My uncle died of lung cancer last
year. Yeah. Did he smoke a lot?
I'm seeing the letter A. His name was Albert. Yeah. It's you. Come here. The fuck out of here.
Stop fucking. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, you know.
I hate that shit.
In today's age, and I tell this to a lot of you fucking fake bastards out there that want to come into this fucking job and start saying you were around somebody or whatever. They're going to find you out in a minute. You know, they're going to know who you are. You know what I mean? I played Oliver in the 5th grade. This fucking guy.
Oh, did you? Oliver Twist?
Don't know who you are, motherfucker. Yeah, I did. But I'll find out. I have it all.
Check the upload, and I guess form an opinion.
I think it's this kid Kevin McManaway.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out, man. Like I said, I didn't see it, but
or this kid fucking Michael Gibbs.
Panels over media is great. Yeah, I hate that shit. What do you guys think about senator? Well, I don't think he's a senator. That would be fucking funny if he was a senator. He's just a councilman. He's a local councilman.
President. Remember fucking Michael Corleone gets that fucking talk from his dad.
Yeah.
I thought you were always gonna be a senator.
Yeah. A-light senator though, that would be.
Why not? That motherfucker was not him, but that dude Barry, the Washington D.C. was smoking fucking crack, and they made him mayor again.
Oh yeah. What's his name again?
Of the nation's capital? Are you kidding me? The modern day fucking Rome. This guy was the mayor. What the fuck? That didn't even look right. That fucking finger, bro.
I didn't see Alto Nights yet, Scott. No. Did you see it, Frank?
No, I just have a problem. Like, you know, which is a good movie, Honora. I like that one.
I didn't see that. Yeah.
One movie of the year. I was surprised. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I mean,
Marion Barry. There you go.
Marion Barry. There you go.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good. It's about some topless dancer, some Russian Jewish chick from Brighton Beach, and really good movie. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Get a medium on to talk to ex-gangsters. That would be a show. A medium to talk about ex-gangsters. Yeah.
That'd be good. That'd be good. That'd be good. You know, we should call one. You know, my uncle was killed by Roy DeMayo. Who's Roy with Mayo?
Fish says he makes about $3,500 a year. There's 500 people in the city. They only meet 4 times a year. Who do you tell me? Who are you telling me what I make a year? What do you know? What do you know what I make a year? You never did nothing, Fish. You never did nothing. You don't know fucking nothing about me. Ryan Brown. I love when Brett goes on location. It brings a level to the videos not everyone does. A New York City crime spot Joey Scopo hit. Thank you. I bought somebody on that walkie-talkie that lived on that block when it happened. That's what makes NYC Crime Spot really good.
That fucking kid was crazy. I fucking started a whole brawl one time at the visiting room. I went to visit my fucking... Huh?
No, go ahead.
I thought the John Papa kid just a fucking plant psycho.
Thank you, Ryan Brown, for the $4.99. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching that one.
So what we got? So we got how many minutes left to this show?
We got 166 people in the chat. Fish says he looked.
We don't want to go home. Keep us here. 166. Can we reach 200 people?
Man, we only did it once. A-Light and his work are subject to open records and a FOIA. There you go. Do you know if anyone has tried to get to the Gemini twins to talk on YouTube, or do you think it's something they just wouldn't do now? No, I don't think they're going to ever do that.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to ever do that.
Yeah, you don't do that kind of time just to come out and give an interview. What is that? I don't get Dr. Vinny Boombach's question. 900, what is that?
Frank, were those good old 900s back in the day run by wise guys? The good old 900 numbers, or like the phones.
Some of them were. Yeah, some of them were. Yeah, of course. I remember which ones you're talking about. Yeah. Some of them were, yeah.
The sex talk lines. Yeah. 976.
The 97, Lisa knows. Lisa, were you on the other end of that? Getting some old guys all crazy.
Tommy Reynolds went on a YouTube show. I didn't think he would. Yeah, it's a good point. That's a good
no,
point.
me either. But you know what? He kind of owed it to that one guy who.
I think that's probably really what it was. Yeah.
That guy that helped him out get out, you know, and that was we talked about that show. That kind of like touched a lot, you know.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea. A medium to speak to mobsters who are whack. Yeah. No, they got to get the associates in there. I'm seeing a gun.
What happened to
John Edwards in there? I'm seeing a gun. I'm seeing a gun. Anyone in the room ever use a gun? I'm seeing a gun. Gun? Anyone? Gun? They all raise their fucking hands. Yeah. I'm seeing a gun. I'm seeing the name Peter. Peter? Anyone? Paul? Peter? John?
Oh man.
Frank, we're in Brooklyn. What's going on, buddy?
Which one? I had a lot of accomplishments. You talk about the serious stuff I was involved with. One guy flipped on my ass. And what I think, I don't know what happened, but the one guy, he wore a wire and ended up flipping on other made guys.
Ankle Productions says Pete the Pig spoke to the twins. Yeah, I don't know. That would be illegal. That would be against their release. So that would be something that they can get in trouble for.
Right.
Matt, $20. Thank you, Matt, my man.
Thank you, Matt. Buddy. Thank you always, bro. Always, man. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you to everybody tonight for hanging out. For anyone who has donated, anyone who has left a comment, appreciate all you guys very, very much.
Yeah, thank you. We got another couple minutes. We got 15, 20 minutes. What do you think?
Yeah. Big Lou in Toronto. Marion Barry will hit Rob Ford.
I want to reach 200 tonight.
Rob Ford was great. He was great. Rest in peace, Rob Ford.
200. Oh, Rob Ford was the best. Did you see him? He was like that. The Farley guy of politics.
Remember when they asked him if the woman, they said, "Oh, she says that you said you were going to eat her. You know what?" And he's like, "I never said that. I'm a married man. I got plenty to eat at home. I got more than enough to eat at home."
That motherfucker, he was funny as hell. He was funny as hell.
Pasta Potato, we need to get Patrick David to offer Sal. Yeah, so that's where it's going to come from. If the Twins or Sal Vitale or any of these guys ever talk, it's going to be coming from like a Patrick Bet David who has millions upon millions of dollars, who could throw money at these guys. Because, I did Sammy the Bull in that podcast right now. This is like the highest rated mafia interview that's ever on YouTube.
is when I bring Sammy the Bull on to talk for the first time since he's getting out of prison. I think we're going to get Frank Fiordilino on the show next. What do you think? You're going to come down to Florida?
I probably ain't going to interest his ass. But then again, I see people on his show. I'm like, what the fuck is that all about?
We're going to get Frank Fiordilino. He's going to come down to Florida to do the show.
Lisa Pizzatola, speaking about numbers, do you remember the phone numbers to the payphones outside the coffee shop?
I remember one. I remember a coffee shop number. I nailed it. Talk about nailed it. And I got it because somebody had asked me, and I said, I remember that number. And this was like 9 years after, you know. And they go, what's the number? And I said, and they go, how the fuck did you know that? I go, I just remembered that number. Because I came of the landline days. So that's when I still remember my home phone number back. I still remember, I don't know if they're going to want to hear it. I still remember the bakery number, you know, because I worked there. And so there was a lot of numbers I remember. I kind of have a pretty good memory when it comes to a lot of things. Things I want to remember, but there's also things I don't, and I just let it go. That's what keeps me sane, you know.
David Price says he coached Rob in high school football. Is that right?
Rob who?
Rob Ford.
They
said, what are you going to do, Vlad? Would you do, Vlad? We could probably work on that if you wanted to.
I hate flying. That's the whole fucking thing. It's not because I hate fucking being. I just don't, you know. Once I'm up there, I'm up there. But yeah, I guess if the numbers are right, yeah, of course.
All right.
Yeah. If the numbers are right, I'll do it. Of course. Stopped by a couple of times to say hello while Frank worked at the bakery at night. Yeah, I worked at the bakery at nighttime exactly. Yeah, I was the night manager.
Oh, there's another classic moron, Sylvia Brown. Sylvia, thank you, Ryan Brown. Sylvia Brown did an episode, no relation to Ryan Brown, by the way. I don't believe so. Episode where she swore up and down that a woman's husband drowned despite the woman's husband dying in 9/11. Yeah, and then there was that other woman, Sylvia Brown, was like, I think they were asking about their daughter missing, and she goes, she's dead. I'm sorry, she's dead. And then turns out that she wasn't dead.
Fuck yeah, that's awful. How about that one kid that got kidnapped and he got by a pedo, and they went doing other jobs on other kids, and he told the mom a long time ago that the kid's dead. They showed up like 6-7 years later. Brett is like a good play-by-play man. Frank offers great commentary and insight. Serious topics, but humor is injected into the live shows. I have witnessed the growth in the show week by week. Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Johnny Blaze 20. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you. Johnny Blaze. Wasn't that like Method Man's alter ego, right? Didn't he call himself Johnny Blaze? I need some more of you beautiful people. Hit the like. That's right. Roro said hit that like. How many we got, Roro? How many likes we got on this thing?
The back, Roro.
Hope we have at least 100. Hope we have at least 100 people.
Hey, people. How many people do we got?
144. That reminds me of Houdini trying to contact his wife by psychic medium. Interesting.
We're slipping.
89 likes. Come on, let's get 100. Let's get 100.
Let's get 100 and we're out of here. No, we'll get 100.
I'll buy you a case of beer if you go on Vlad, DL says.
I ain't drinking beer anymore because I lost some weight. If I do drink, I know it's not good, but I'll drink a vodka, a mixed drink. I shifted. I lost 25 pounds, so it's kind of working, I guess.
I'd like to see you guys do a segment on Francesco's heyday in New York City's nightlife, like his exploits at rock clubs like Great, Gildersleeves, L'Amour, Foundry with Benanti and Bello, ECC from Anthrax.
We didn't do the rock show. We did L'Amour when they had those like fucking they would have the shit. What kind of music they call it? Freestyle music acts.
Yeah, freestyle.
They have like 10 acts there, and usually Paul and I would get us kicked out. Something stupid. We got kicked out more than ever. Funny shit though. The Pasta Potato goes, the Frank Joya Jr. Vlad interview is terrible.
Yeah, he doesn't really I don't know, he's not an entertainer, I don't know. He's kind of dull, maybe. Maybe he's a little too dull.
Yeah, I don't know.
For as much as anyone is able to like a personal podcast, you guys are the guys. No ego, just life and how it looked through. Thank you, Under. Appreciate it.
Thank
Man.
you, I appreciate it. I'm glad. I'm glad that I see the same people there all the time, and I also see people that I thought maybe a couple of years ago wouldn't be on the show, and for their own reasons, their own conviction. I get it. Not everybody, like I said already, not everybody likes rats. I didn't like rats when I was out there, so I get it. But if you're looking for mob content, and one thing you're not going to get from me, and I'm not going to bullshit you guys. So, and if I don't know something, I just don't know it. I could live with that. I wasn't high up on I think I repeated. I wasn't high up on the fucking totem pole. Was I around a lot of people? Yeah, of course, at some time or the other. But that was it. So that's what you get.
Oh, you're secretly reading Frank's facial expressions for his next podcast. Yeah, I think Frank would do pretty good on Vlad too. Ryan Brown,
I appreciate that.
What was Crazy Sal's last name? The guy with the tattoo. That was a Crazy Sal DeSarno. Ryan Brown DeSarno, who's up for parole again, I believe. Crazy Sal DeSarno. It's crazy, Ryan Brown, that you brought that up, because so many people have ran with my journalism and everything that Rich Fye said in that video I did, and have kind of just written fucking articles based on my shit, and just like completely taking like words out of my mouth, literally, and just writing them down or narrating other things on Instagram that are literally my words spoken by other people. It's fucking bizarre. But what are you gonna do? Right. Crazy Sal DeSarno, he killed police officer Cecil Sledge in Canarsie, I believe 81 or 82.
I remember that story. I remember it well. I mean, I don't remember it from the streets. I remember reading about it. That guy was nuts.
Yeah, he was nuts. And there's a lot more about him that isn't out there. That I'm going to do I'm going to do a Crazy Sal Reloaded.
Fat Ball Italian said something good. We saw that interview. It's talking about doing an interview with Vlad. I'm like, yeah, let's campaign it.
Well, there's ways to go about it if you want to have it. We could talk about that.
Yeah, I would do it for sure.
Yeah, Scott Frazier wants to know if you knew Tommy Karate.
No. He got arrested before, and he came from the other side of Brooklyn. That we used to call it the other side of Brooklyn, but no, he was. By the time his story was done, I guess mine was beginning.
Yeah, Sydney says, isn't that plagiarism? I mean, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to go after anyone for it. I just wish people would be better about what they do and the research that they do and the things they say. Well, whatever.
So what do you got?
That ain't right. Yeah, it's all right. What are you going to do? I got a rat eating all the oranges off my tree. Fucking rat won't eat the poison I put out there. That's funny. Anything we all know that link.
Thank you for campaigning for
147 people. He needs to talk about mob stories. I found that interview to be a little bland. But at the same time, Vlad's massively successful, but Vlad does have weak points. I mean, he's not the greatest mob guy interviewer. In my opinion.
Yeah. What did Ryan Brown? Oh, what did comments say?
Did you know Robert Angle? I think Howie did.
Howie said he has, and if Howie says something, it's 100%. Howie did.
Frank, did you know Anthony Asiello? Yeah.
All my life.
Another guy was going to get his own episode. Yeah, Cindy, that's all right though. What are you gonna do? That's what they do on TikTok and all these other Instagram. That's why I don't go on there. That's why I have no interest in that stuff. Would you wear a suit on Vlad like a couple of these schmucks did to try to look legit?
No. Why? I know. I mean,
that's funny.
I feel awkward sometimes when I wear a nice shirt on here. People are like, "Look at him,"
Dominic Calandri. You know what? Vlad kills me with that after he gets some answers like, who the hell says that? Yeah, he goes, okay. Okay.
Come
Yeah,
on,
he's not
Sammy,
the okay.
You wear my bone shirt. Yeah, Matt, there you go.
Something about him. Yeah, he's not the greatest mob guy either. He's better with the rappers and the whatever.
Throw away the keys.
You know,
he thought he was gonna hit himself in the head. You see how he looked at the key? He thought it was like gonna slip like a boomerang. He just went like this, like looked at it and flung it.
Panisi looked like a tar. Remember Frankie Pasqua was on there with a suit? He looked like he was gonna fucking blow out of that thing. Frank, you look back and glad you cooperated against Messino. Otherwise, you would have kept quiet. And you, as we know, he would have cooperated eventually. You would have been still in jail.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Yes, and now, I mean, since I cooperated, because I couldn't have told on anybody after that. I wouldn't have got a deal fucking from anybody else. Who would I told on? Everybody was in jail. I don't think they would have freed me on a fucking telling on a murder that fucking nobody really cared about. Not about the person, but the people involved. None of them even today fit into the RICO statute. They can't even fucking arrest them. Who knows what their situation is? So one guy flipped. They used leverage on him because he was around good people, and he wore a wire on him. So I don't know. I don't know if I got a deal. And the funny, it's not funny about it at all. Let me go back on that. But the thing that I think they used me mostly was on structure. In all the cases I testified in.
Structure. Messino got mad. Messino got mad that
you right here. They felt I could give it to the jury very well and find that I am believable. They said, right. You know, they can talk about family wanted to be into that thing, and that's what they felt I would. It wasn't because me and Joe were robbing, fucking hijacking together, making murders together,
right?
Or was it because me and Baldo were fucking in the Galante hit? It was just because I could give structure. And even when it came to Bobby, I wasn't even in his family.
Was that Mike Ryan? Not the Westies around. Mike Ryan wants to know if the Westies were around when you were out.
No, I was young. I'm more of like a late 80s to late 90s person.
All right, Cindy. I know. I've been trying to make them. Frank's kicking my ass with that. I've been making them. I've been making more of them lately. I got to get more shorts up.
Cindy says
do more shorts.
Yeah, shorts.
Yep.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys. All you. Another Fat Ball Italian. Matt, who's there? We got Cindy. Robo, always appreciate you. Thank you for being part of the show. You guys make the show, honestly. You know, Me and Fred, obviously, we're here, but you guys make the show because if it wasn't for you guys, nobody be watching us. And if nobody watches, then that doesn't give us no satisfaction whatsoever. Thank you.
Scott Fraser, just wondered how Cadillac Frank became boss when he was half Irish. Was he a made man?
Who? Frankie, was he a made man? Yeah, he was a made boss.
Yeah.
He was a boss.
And Joe Messina was half Irish too, just in case you guys didn't know.
Lisa says, "Can I testify against?" No, because I've gotten in a little bit of a jam, and that could be used against me. So I'd be regarded as a hostile witness. But so I've never been called. I never thought I'd be called anyway. So that's if I don't get, they probably had me there for fucking ever.
When did he say that, Raro?
I did not say that. I did not say.
Shorts actually under. Shorts are not a moneymaker. You really don't make anything on them, but they're good for exposure. They make it easier for people to subscribe sometimes. They're really not, unfortunately, not a moneymaker. You need to get like
Oh, I played soccer. Yeah, that's a definite head. Yeah, I'm trying to think why I said that. I did. That was somebody who fucking pissed me off. Sorry about it, bro. Yeah, I remember that.
Francesca Fiordilino, what was your favorite Sicilian food your mom made?
You just my don't know. I mean, my mom made good meatballs, I guess.
Yes, Cindy, we're gonna get more of them. We're gonna get more of them. Shorts are funny, Cindy, because it's like vertical. So what we do here is like YouTube widescreen. So now what I've been doing is like just making images that can fit within those vertical dimensions and just throwing the audio over different images because it makes it more visually appealing as opposed to me shrinking me and Frank's image to fit within that vertical thing. Yeah.
The concept of shorts is not new. The concept come from movie trailers. That's what they are. The movie trailers are a little bit longer. They're about 2 minutes, and what they do is they advertise a movie. They get the best points of the movie, make it appealing, and sometimes all the action you see in a movie from the shorts, and you're like, what the fuck was this movie all about? So that's what shorts are. We take a show and we want to take our best points, the best clips of the show, and hopefully get subscribers out of it. That's what I think shorts are about. Some people only do shorts, and that's because they're either busting somebody's balls on a Walmart or fucking some guy with a freaking camera. That's another side of it. But yeah, I'm a fan of shorts, Dr. Vinny Puma. Come on, with a name like that.
Did you know Randy Pizzolo?
Huh? No.
Did you know Randy Pizzolo?
No. Apparently he was a thing back then after everybody was in jail, like a couple other people. But yeah.
Yeah, Cindy, I caught the. I know what you mean, though. I know what you meant. Interesting historical fact. Did you know that Antonio Mantranga, one of the original mafia boss from New Orleans, he was a corporal in the Confederate Army? Is that true?
I did not know that, but I did know he went down with that biggest lynching in the United States history. It took place in New Orleans. We all know a lynching is when a group of people just take the law into their own hands, or what they think is the law, not necessarily always law, but legal.
Yeah.
But they went and I did not know he was in the Confederate Army, not at all.
Thank you, Pasta Batate. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. YouTube is pushing shorts to compete with TikTok where digital marketing. People way smarter than me. Yeah, I thought they were at one point, but then they scaled it back because a lot of people made the mistake of like, and I don't want to get too much into this unless we get Basta on. Basta, where you at? A lot of people built their channels on shorts. Go on Reddit and you see all these people crying. I made the biggest mistake. I built my whole channel on shorts, and now people won't watch any of my long form content because your engagement is totally fake. It's fake engagement. It's like not real. It's just people that are like mindlessly scrolling and they might hit subscribe, but they don't have any loyalty to the creator. They half the time don't even know the fucking person that put that short out there. So
I think
it's just fake engagement. It's fucking fake. It's bullshit. Largely bullshit. I'd rather have 30-something thousand people on Crime Spot who actually generally I feel like me rather than a bunch of people who don't even know who the fuck I am. That's how I look at it. There's apparently a short film that just came out with Borrello in the I saw something being posted about that.
What's that? A short film? Yeah,
Borrello, some short film or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I wish him luck. I wish the kid luck. But somebody needs to talk to him and tell him, hey, bro, this ain't the way.
Is Pasquale locked up? I think so. If you're talking about what's his name we brought up before, Frankie Pasquale.
Please.
Seems like BX and BK Bananas didn't mix much.
Brooklyn Manals. Are you talking about the Williamsburg ones, or because the ones in Queens are mashed, but we talk about Joe Messino and them. They're also considered Brooklyn in a sense that that's Bristelli's home turf.
Yeah.
They mixed, but they were overpowered back in the day. The power definitely came from Brooklyn, and Queens, and when it came to the Bonanno family, thanks to Joe. But Joe had a lot under his sleeve. Joe also had the Gambino family as a satellite. So, and when I talk about the Gambinos, I'm talking about the 101st Avenue ones. So, if you wanted to make a move and you were from the BX, you had to deal with John Gotti as well as Joe Messino as well. So
interesting.
Dominic
Colangelo says 2 more likes. I guess that means we get to 100 with 2 more.
And we get out of here.
Pat Cogni, I believe shorts hurt kids, fucks up their. Yeah, don't even get me started, Pat. It's the reason why I don't fuck with TikTok. It's just, I don't like it, dude. I don't like it. I think it's good for some people. That's fine. Whatever. Bronx seems like they were their own thing. I'll be in the Bronx. I was supposed to be in the Bronx filming this morning. I won't tell you what location I'm filming till it comes out, but I was supposed to be there this morning. And it fucking rained, and it just would not stop fucking raining all day. I think it's still drizzling out there. So that screwed up my whole plans. Crazy story about Gene is he got taped by his first cousin who was working for FBI Anthony Ruggiano Jr.
If I had that money, legitimate money, I would be on the Mediterranean right now, sitting back, having someone put grapes in my mouth. And we know who that would be.
He looks like he has a crate in his mouth.
We know, look at the trouble I started here. Like Messina was really half Irish.
No, he came off as Irish, and then
I was kidding when I said that before.
I spoke to fucking Frank Salemi about it. I go, he always fucking didn't strike me that Italian. I mean, this guy's like, he has no pedigree. He comes from fucking left field. He comes from a part of Mass, which was either Polish. Very, very Italian, not even German, Polish, and fucking Irish, And now he's the boss of a family.
That's what Giacomo Amato said, actually. He said, I know Joe Messina, he's no Italian, he's Irish.
He got that from me. Fuck him.
That's why he become a rat. That's why he rat, because he's not an Italian, he's half Irish. And this is when I see the guy at the foot.
He listens to people and then fucking said shit.
He got the truck over there, and he told me to not have the truck over there. This is why I get in the making my bones with the mafia.
No. That's how he came off. I'm telling you.
That's how I make my bones.
You imagine he was fucking Irish. You imagine.
Oh my God, I'm fucking dying.
He was, to get away with shit like that, just fucking. I mean, look, he was capable of everything. He was good, master of manipulation. Look, eases himself into one hit after another until he's calling them and blaming. He always had a fall guy. That's the mob, though. I didn't know it. So fucking who killed Giorgio? It must have been the Albanians over a drug deal. I want you guys to put that out, because that's what we've been hearing. Everybody goes to the funeral. Instead, nobody goes to the funeral. So he was just a fucking guy who kept on doing that shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Time after time after time. So, he was that guy. He was that guy.
I'm trying to find some Giacomo Amato stuff so I can play him for everybody. But the only channel that's platformed him, I don't want to play the video from that channel because I just don't know.
I'm on the air, guys. Jesus Christ.
They're having me on the channel.
They're having me on the chat.
They're having me on the channel. Facebook, Reels.
Are you ready to call it a day?
Hold on, though. I want to get some Giacomo Amato. I just found him on Facebook. Let me do it. People really want to see this.
Hold on. Just hold on one sec. Go ahead. Do the Giacomo Amato.
Well, I don't think he's going to talk. Whatever. I'll get it next time, ladies and gentlemen. My bad. Yo, Brett on a few bonkers. That's funny. Brett, was Vito Reno a made guy? It seems odd that the Mayo crew worked with an overly gay mobster, but I have heard that he was just as more. Yeah, no, I wasn't a made guy. No, not even close.
Who was a made? Who was that?
No, he's asking me if Vito Arena was a made guy.
Oh,
no, I wasn't a made guy.
Was it? Yeah.
No. He was very interesting guy, but not a made guy. No.
Is that you're going out straight? Nah, I wore it one day. People like that. So fuck it. Let me just put it up there.
Any stories about parties at Pellegrino's from Lisa?
Nah, really. I mean, when I was getting there, when I was would go there, usually people having sweet 16s where they use Pellegrinos, engagements, right under the L. But that's about it.
Dominic Colangelo. You know what, Brad? Am I correct thinking that Dominic Cotillo only has the Vinnie Mook body to his credit? I think he has more than that, but that's the only one. I think he killed somebody with Henry Borrelli in a club called the Alibaba Club. That's just my personal opinion, based on what he said and based on me researching if anybody was actually murdered in that club around the time he said it happened. And what do you know? Somebody was murdered in that club. Somebody by the name of that they used to call the Rabbit, and this is the same name that he drops in that video. And yeah, I also think that he possibly might have killed another guy on the streets in Brooklyn too. Yeah.
All right.
Furbo, I urge everybody to buy Giacomotto's book. Yeah, there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 131 people. We want to thank everybody for hanging out. I have an idea for Brad, just a style, Brad. I'm gonna hit me up on Instagram. I think we're friends there, right? Hit me up there, and thanks for the kind comments, Cindy Birch. Thank you so much. Ellis Island, Americano, David Price. All right. Yeah, Stacks had him on. Do you know what year the DeMeo barbecue video? That is, I believe, July 4th, 1980.
There you go.
So, Frank, this is a good one. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we know we had a couple of weeks of not as active as we would like to be. We got some good stuff coming out. We promise you, everybody that we mentioned before is gonna get their own individual video. We got a cool one coming out with talking about the cast of characters revolving around some of the social clubs, including Bobby Glass.
Yes, that's gonna be a good one. I can't wait for that one. Sally Get Down. We'll talk about him.
Talk about this guy.
Yes, we have John Gallo, he looks like he played in the Ramones. There's a lot of good ones there. So stay tuned for that, okay?
Stay tuned for all that. Thanks to everybody that donated tonight. Rob Gene 2.
Wednesday, right? We come back on Wednesday.
Yeah, Pasta Batate, BK South Crook, Ryan Brown, Matt. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate all you. We will see you all very soon. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you for everything, everybody. Thank you. You're going to like the next ones, and then we're going to go into some good stuff, too. So, good night.
Good night, everybody. 106 likes. Thank you, Roro. No, not bad.
Thank you. Well, yeah.